Fed correspondent Jennifer Schonberger, standing by with former Fed Vice Chair Alan Blinder. Jennifer, take it away.
Thanks so much, Brad. Professor Blinder, thanks so much for joining me here in Jackson Hole. It's great to have you on the program. You heard Powell's speech this morning. They're going 25 basis points in September?
That would be my guess. Now, we still have almost 4 weeks, and something unusual could happen. I don't expect, by saying something unusual, it means you don't expect it to happen. Assuming nothing like that happens, that's what I would guess.
You penned an op-ed in the Wall Street Journal back in July. You thought the Fed could have cut rates in July. Since then, we've seen inflation continue to come down. Right. The job market soften a bit. Do you think the Fed's behind the curve?
Yeah, I think they're a little behind the curve, but we don't want to exaggerate this too much. That was the last day of July, the last meeting. And what are we today? August 24th? So not that much time has gone by, and there are a few more weeks to the next meeting. So I'd say they're a little bit behind the curve, but not drastically.
Have the chances for a recession increased as a result?
Doesn't look it. You know, it's hard to remember back and exactly how did the data look in the middle of July. I don't think it looked very different from it does today. You know, there are a lot of numbers on inflation, on consumer spending, on production and so on. If you put them all together, I think the economy looks pretty similar now than it did then, which of course is one reason why I was back then, advocating that they should cut interest rates.
But what about the job market? You know, we've seen the unemployment rate jump up. Yes, it's because more people are entering the labor force, but typically when you've seen the unemployment rate jump by 0.5% from its low over the past year, we've seen the unemployment rate jump a lot more, and the economy has been in recession. So can the job market continue to cool without a recession?
Not too much more. So the literal answer to your question is yes, a bit more. But if it's been going up smoothly, actually, in the last 4 or 5 months at 1/10 of a point on unemployment per month. You don't want to keep that up for very long. I mean, if you do that for a year, you're up 1.2 percentage points.
And that's why Powell probably said the Fed is prepared to do what is necessary to make sure that the job market doesn't weaken further, right?
Yeah, he used that phrase. He doesn't want it to see it weaken further. Now,
so then what does that mean for the policy path as we go through the fall here?
It means that I think it means that interest rate cuts start right away at the next meeting. It means that if the labor market should deteriorate more than he and the Fed now expect, there could be an acceleration of the interest rate cuts. Start doing 50s or something like that. If not, I think what they're hoping for is that the unemployment rate peak is not very far off, that we're very close to it, in which case you can go move at a deliberate pace and not give off the aura of, oh my God, we missed the boat and we better get on the boat quickly before it sails away.
So how many cuts do you think we're going to see this fall?
In the fall, 2 or 3, I think.
So we could go possibly every meeting then, it sounds like.
Yeah, there aren't that many meetings left.
Right, we've got 3 left.
Go ahead.
Before I let you go really quick, Donald Trump has said that the Fed should not cut rates before the election, clearly going to be cutting in September. He's also talked about the president having a say in setting monetary policy. Your response to that?
The president has a say in setting monetary policy exactly as he or she should under our current arrangement, which is that he or she gets to put people on the Federal Reserve Board. These are presidential appointees, and that's great. And by dint of that appointment power, any president and a succession of presidents exercises very gradual influence on the Federal Reserve. In the language that we all use now, they put more dovish people or more hawkish people as they want. That's not what Donald Trump meant.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to leave the conversation there, but Professor Blinder, thank you so much for your insight. So appreciate it.